The world of Lumeria was unlike any other in the galaxy. Its skies shimmered with colors that changed as the twin suns moved across the horizon. The mountains glowed faintly with crystals that grew naturally from the rock, and the seas reflected the stars even during the day. Lumeria was a place of beauty, peace, and knowledge. At the center of this thriving world stood the grand palace of Empress Ceralind. She was tall, graceful, and wise, loved by all her people. She ruled with fairness, strength, and care for every citizen. Ceralind had twin daughters, Arya and Lyra. They were young but already showed the curiosity and intelligence of their mother. Arya loved exploring the palace gardens and learning about Lumeria's creatures. Lyra preferred studying the stars and dreaming of traveling across the galaxy. Despite their differences, they shared a deep bond. They laughed together, argued playfully, and often competed to see who could solve a puzzle faster. Every night, Ceralind would watch them from the palace balcony, smiling at their joy. But peace in the galaxy was fragile. Beyond Lumeria, rival empires watched and waited. One such empire, the Valkyrie, desired the crystals and technology of Lumeria. They were ruthless and had grown in power during the last 10 years. Many believed a war with the Valkyrie was only a matter of time. The Empress had prepared for this possibility, strengthening her defenses and training the palace guard. But nothing could prepare anyone for what came next. One quiet evening, alarms echoed through the palace. The sky darkened as massive Valkyrie warships appeared. They moved like shadows, blocking the suns and sending the citizens of Lumeria into panic. Ceralind called her generals and ordered the evacuation of her daughters. The twin princesses had to be protected at all costs. Arya and Lyra were hurried into a secure escape pod hidden in the palace vault. The pod was small but equipped with advanced navigation and survival systems. The palace guards, loyal to the last, escorted them. The twins clung to each other, their hearts pounding with fear. They had seen training simulations before, but now the danger was real. "Do not worry," said Captain Valen, the lead guard, trying to stay calm. "This pod will keep you safe. You must trust it." Arya nodded, holding Lyra's hand tightly. Lyra's eyes were wide but determined. They had faced many lessons in their lives, but nothing like this. Outside, the palace walls shook as the Valkyrie forces landed. The Empress watched from above, her heart breaking. She could not leave her daughters herself. She had to stay to command her people. "Go," she whispered, voice trembling. "I will find you." The pod doors closed, sealing Arya and Lyra inside. The pod launched just as the first Valkyrie attack drones reached the palace gates. Explosions lit the sky. The twins felt the pod rise and shake violently. The world they knew disappeared behind them. For hours, the pod floated through space, guided by its automated systems. The twins tried to calm each other. Arya looked at the control panels, curious about the blinking lights. "It says we are entering a drift zone," she said. "Do you know what that means?" Lyra shook her head. "Not really, but it sounds like it is far from here." The pod traveled further than they could imagine. Stars streaked past, and alien planets came into view. They had no idea where they were going or if anyone would find them. Fear crept into their hearts. But despite the fear, they held on to hope. They knew their mother was strong. She would survive, and she would find them if she could. Meanwhile, back on Lumeria, chaos reigned. The Empress fought bravely to defend her world. Even as her guards fell and buildings burned, she never stopped issuing commands. Her mind always returned to the twins. She feared the worst. Yet, she did not give up hope. She sent scouts across the galaxy to search for any trace of them, but the Valkyrie had blocked communication lines. On the drifting pod, the twins tried to stay busy. They learned to operate the pod's basic systems, guided by the holographic assistant built into the control panel. The assistant's voice was calm and soothing. "Hello, Arya and Lyra. You are safe for now. Please follow the instructions to maintain pod stability." Arya and Lyra followed the steps, and slowly the pod stabilized. They looked out through the small viewing window. A large gas giant appeared in the distance, its rings sparkling. They gasped in awe. Even in fear, the beauty of the galaxy reminded them of hope. Time passed slowly. Days became nights, and nights became days, though in space the cycle was hard to track. The twins slept when they could and kept each other company when awake. They told stories of their past adventures, of gardens and libraries, and of the friends they had loved. They laughed sometimes, even if it was quiet. They reminded each other that courage was not the absence of fear, but the choice to act despite fear. Far away, in another sector of the galaxy, a human warrior named Commander Rowan was completing mission. He was known for his skill, intelligence, and compassion. Rowan traveled in a small but fast ship, helping those in need and exploring distant systems. His reputation was growing, and many looked to him as a symbol of hope in dark times. As Rowan passed near an uncharted desert moon, his sensors detected a faint distress signal. It was weak, almost too small to notice, but his trained eyes caught it immediately. He traced the signal to a small crash site. The signal source was unusual, with a language pattern he did not recognize. Rowan adjusted his course, curiosity and duty pushing him forward. Landing on the moon, he saw the wreckage of a small pod buried partially in sand. The surface was harsh, with winds that could strip paint from a ship in minutes. Rowan approached cautiously, scanning for threats. Inside the pod, he saw movement. 2 small figures were huddled together, frightened but alive. He opened the pod hatch carefully. "Hello," he said gently. "You are safe now. My name is Rowan. I am here to help you." The twins froze, staring at him. They had never seen a human before. His appearance was strange but not threatening. His eyes were kind. Slowly, they relaxed, sensing that he meant no harm. Are you here to hurt us?" Lyra asked softly. Rowan shook his head. "Never. I only want to help." Arya stepped closer. We are lost. Can you take us home?" Rowan looked at them and understood their meaning. He realized immediately they were not ordinary travelers. Their clothes, their features, and their presence suggested they were royalty or important figures from another world. "I will do my best," he said. "But first, we must leave this place. It is not safe." The twins nodded and followed him carefully as he led them back to his ship. Rowan moved with calm precision, keeping alert for any dangers a desert moon might hide. For the first time since the attack, the twins felt a small spark of hope. Perhaps they were not completely alone. Inside Rowan's ship, he gave them food and water. The twins ate slowly, still cautious but curious. Rowan explained that he would take them somewhere safe and that they could trust him. Arya and Lyra exchanged glances and nodded. They would have to rely on this human stranger if they wanted to survive. As the ship lifted off the moon and into the open galaxy, the twins pressed their faces to the viewing windows. The stars stretched endlessly before them. Fear was still there, but it mingled with wonder. They realized that even in the vastness of space, help could appear when least expected. And for the first time since leaving their home, they allowed themselves to hope that they might one day see their mother again. Commander Rowan guided the twins through the corridors of his ship. The interior was different from anything they had seen on Lumeria. The walls glowed with soft lights, and the air was cool and clean. Machines hummed quietly, and the soft vibration of the engines was comforting rather than alarming. Arya and Lyra clung to each other as they explored the new environment, curiosity slowly replacing fear. "This is your home for now," Rowan said with a small smile. "It is safe here. You will not be in danger." Arya's eyes widened as she examined the panels and buttons. "Everything here is so different," she said. "Your people live in places like this." Rowan chuckled softly. "Some do. Others have homes on planets, like you, but space travel requires special ships. This one is fast and strong. It will help us stay ahead of anyone who might be looking for you." Lyra watched Rowan carefully. "You are helping us, even though we are not from your world?" she asked. Rowan nodded. "Every life matters. I could not leave you here alone. You need protection, and I can give it. I do not expect anything in return." The twins looked at each other and then nodded. Their fear had not disappeared, but they trusted him enough to follow his guidance. Rowan led them to small quarters with soft beds. It was not like the palace, but it was clean and comfortable. He gave them food, a mix of fruits, protein packs, and water. They ate slowly, still unsure of what was happening, but hunger pushed them forward. As they rested, Rowan studied the ship's navigation systems. He had received the twins' basic information from the pod signal, and now he began to understand who they were. Arya and Lyra were royal heirs of Lumeria, possibly the last members of the Empress's family left alive. He realized the responsibility he had taken on. Keeping two young princesses safe while navigating through space was no small task. But Rowan's training, courage, and intelligence gave him confidence. He would not fail them. Days passed aboard the ship. The twins learned to trust Rowan, and he began teaching them simple survival skills suitable for their age. He explained how to read star charts, how to operate emergency systems, and how to move safely during turbulence. Arya was quick to learn, fascinated by the technology and calculations. Lyra preferred observing and remembering patterns in the stars, a talent that made her especially useful during navigation. Rowan noticed their resilience and intelligence. "You are both brave," he told them one evening as they watched the nebula glow outside the viewing window. "Not many young people could survive what you have been through." Lyra looked at him with wide eyes. "We had to be brave. We do not want to disappoint our mother." Arya added, "And we have each other. We cannot give up while we are together." Rowan smiled. "That is the right attitude. You must always stay together and help each other." While the twins were learning and recovering, Rowan remained alert. His senses constantly scanned the surrounding systems for threats. The Valkyrie, he knew, would not stop easily. They would search for any trace of the princesses. Rowan set course for an uninhabited system far from known trade routes. He hoped the twins would remain safe while he planned the next steps. One evening, as the twins slept, Rowan reviewed the pod's data. He discovered details about the twins' journey that shocked him. The pod had drifted farther than expected, passing through sectors that were dangerous and uncharted. It was a miracle that the twins had survived the trip. Rowan thought about their mother, the Empress, and how she must be feeling. His respect for her grew. She had faced the impossible, yet continued to lead her people. The following day, Rowan introduced the twins to the ship's communication system. "This allows us to send messages to other ships and planets," he explained. "You may be able to contact your mother one day. But for now, it is best to stay quiet. Any signal can be traced." Arya studied the device with curiosity. "Can we try sending a message?" she asked. Rowan shook his head. "Not yet. We need a secure channel. If anyone intercepts it, it could put you in danger. But I promise, when the time is right, you will speak to your mother." Lyra's eyes filled with hope. "We must reach her," she whispered. "We must tell her we are alive." Rowan placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. "And we will. I promise, you will see her again." The days turned into a routine of learning, training, and cautious observation. Rowan taught the twins to recognize different star systems, to identify safe paths, and to avoid dangerous regions. He also shared stories of human history and bravery. The twins listened eagerly, inspired by the courage of people from a world so different from their own. One day, while observing a distant star cluster, Arya asked, "Commander Rowan, why do you help us? You do not know us. You do not even live on our world." Rowan paused and looked at her. "I help because it is the right thing to do. Being brave is not about who you know. It is about standing up when others need you. You are in danger, and I can help you. That is enough reason." The twins were silent for a moment, absorbing his words. Lyra finally said, "I think you are like a hero from our stories." Rowan smiled. "Perhaps, but you can be heroes too. You have already survived what many adults could not. You have courage in your hearts. Never forget that." Despite the comfort and safety of Rowan's ship, danger was never far. Scanners detected faint signals of unknown ships in the distance. Rowan immediately adjusted course and increased speed. He explained to the twins that the galaxy was unpredictable and that they must always be ready. "Are they the ones who attacked us?" Arya asked, her voice trembling slightly. "Possibly," Rowan replied. "We will avoid them for now, but if they find us, we must be smart and careful. That is why you are learning everything I can teach you." The twins nodded, understanding the seriousness of their situation. Fear had not disappeared, but it had been replaced with determination. They wanted to survive, and they wanted to return home. Rowan was not just a protector. He was a teacher and a guide. As they traveled deeper into uncharted space, Rowan shared another truth. "Your mother is strong. She will not give up. Even if it seems hopeless, she is searching for you. You must believe in her." Arya and Lyra held hands. "We do," Arya said. "We must be brave, just like her." Lyra added, "And we must stay together. Nothing can break our bond." Rowan smiled at their resolve. He had seen many people face danger, but few as young as the twins had such courage. He knew that the journey ahead would be difficult, but with their intelligence, bravery, and trust, they could survive anything. One night, as the twins slept, Rowan stood at the viewing window, watching the stars pass by. He thought about the galaxy and how vast it was, full of wonders and threats alike. He realized that helping these young princesses was more than a mission. It was a choice to fight for hope in a universe that often seemed dark. The following morning, the twins awoke to an unusual sight. A small planet appeared in the distance, green and blue with swirling clouds. Rowan explained that it was uninhabited and would be a safe place to rest. The twins were amazed. They had never seen a planet so alive with color and life. Rowan landed the ship gently on a flat plain. Outside, the air was breathable but slightly thin. Rowan led the twins through a field of strange plants. Flowers glowed faintly under the sunlight, and small creatures scuttled in the distance. It was a brief moment of joy and peace. The twins laughed as they ran across the plains, a sound Rowan had not heard since they had been rescued. "We can survive anywhere with courage and help," Arya said, smiling at Rowan. Lyra nodded. "And we have hope again. This is the first time we have felt hope in a long while." Rowan watched them play, feeling a quiet pride. He knew the journey back to Lemuria would be dangerous, but for now, they had a moment of safety, a moment to remember that life was beautiful even in the darkest times. As night fell on the small planet, the twins slept under stars while Rowan kept watch. The galaxy was still dangerous, but together they had a chance. He silently promised himself that he would not let anything happen to them. Not now, not ever. The twins' laughter and determination had returned. The bond between them, strengthened by fear and courage, would guide them through the trials ahead. And with Rowan's protection, their journey through the stars had only just begun. The twins had rested and regained some of their strength, but Rowan knew their journey was far from over. The galaxy was vast, but it was also full of danger. The Valkyrie Empire had resources that could track even the smallest signals. Rowan studied the ship's navigation charts carefully. "We need to move quickly but carefully," he told the twins. "Every route we take must be safe, or we risk being discovered." Arya and Lyra listened intently. They had learned to trust Rowan, and his calm voice reassured them. Despite their youth, they began helping with small tasks. Arya learned to read the star maps, while Lyra focused on observing patterns in the passing asteroids and celestial bodies. Rowan admired their determination. "Your skills will help keep us safe," he said. "I am proud of both of you." The ship lifted from the small planet and entered open space. The stars stretched endlessly, but danger was never far away. Rowan's sensors detected a faint energy signature behind them. "We are being followed," he said. The twins froze, but Rowan remained calm. "Do not worry. I will guide us through this. Stay close and follow my instructions." Rowan increased the ship's speed, weaving through asteroid fields. Massive rocks floated silently, but Rowan's skill allowed the ship to navigate with precision. The twins watched, amazed at the display of agility. Arya pointed at a large asteroid. "If we go around it that way, maybe we can lose them," she suggested. Rowan smiled. "Good thinking. That's exactly what we will do." Together, they maneuvered through narrow paths and used the natural cover of space debris to hide their position. The pursuing ship struggled to keep up, giving Rowan and the twins precious time. As they traveled, the twins learned more about Rowan. He told them about his home world, where people worked hard to explore space and protect others. He spoke of courage, teamwork, and the importance of helping those in need. The twins were fascinated. They realized that heroism was not only about fighting, it was about making choices to protect life and hope. Despite the tense chase, moments of light appeared. Arya discovered a hidden control panel that allowed them to temporarily mask the ship's energy signature. "If we use this, they might lose us for a while," she said. Rowan nodded, impressed by her quick thinking. "Excellent. Let's try it." Using Arya's idea, they activated the system. The ship became nearly invisible to the sensors of the pursuing fleet. For a few tense hours, they were safe. The twins laughed quietly, feeling a spark of excitement. They realized that their courage and cleverness could make a difference, even in the vast dangers of space. But safety was temporary. The Valkyrie fleet was persistent. A massive cruiser appeared ahead, blocking their path. Rowan's expression tightened. "This will be difficult. We must be smart and careful," he said. He studied the cruiser's movements, searching for weaknesses. The twins looked at the ship nervously. Lyra asked, "Can we get past it?" Rowan nodded, but his voice was serious. "Yes, but it will take skill and courage. We must work together. Every move counts." Rowan plotted a daring course, guiding the ship through the shadows of nearby moons and using asteroid clusters as cover. The cruiser fired energy pulses, but Rowan's maneuvers allowed them to avoid direct hits. Arya and Lyra watched in awe as he skillfully navigated through impossible angles, always keeping them safe. As they escaped the cruiser's immediate range, Rowan allowed himself a brief sigh of relief. "We made it for now," he said, "but we cannot stop. We must reach a safe system and plan our next steps." The twins were silent for a moment, their hearts still racing from the chase. Then Arya said, "We could not have done this without you, Commander Rowan." Rowan smiled. "And I could not have done it without you both. Your courage and intelligence helped keep us alive." The ship moved through a quiet sector of space, filled with colorful nebula clouds and distant stars. The twins pressed their faces to the viewing window, marveling at the beauty around them. It reminded them that even in danger, the galaxy was full of wonder. Lyra whispered, "I never knew space could be so beautiful." Arya added, "It makes me think we can survive anything, as long as we are together." Rowan nodded. "That is the right attitude. Courage is not about never feeling fear. It is about acting despite fear." As the journey continued, Rowan taught the twins more about star systems and how to identify safe paths. He explained how certain nebula clouds could hide a ship from scanners and how gravitational fields could be used to change speed quickly. The twins absorbed every lesson. They realized that survival required not only bravery but also knowledge and skill. Days passed, and the twins began to feel stronger and more confident. They practiced moving through the ship, responding to Rowan's commands, and helping with navigation. Rowan was patient, guiding them carefully. He understood that their experiences had been traumatic, and he wanted to give them both safety and hope. One evening, while resting in the observation room, Lyra asked, "Commander Rowan, do you think we will ever see our mother again?" Rowan's expression softened. "Yes, I am certain of it. Your mother is strong, and she will never give up searching for you, and we are going to get you back to her." Arya leaned closer. "But what if the Valkyrie find us again?" Rowan looked at the stars passing outside the window. "Then we will find another way. There is always a way when we are careful and brave. You have already survived so much. We will not stop until you are safe." The twins felt hope growing inside them. They realized that danger was part of life, but courage and intelligence could overcome even the greatest challenges. They were learning not only to survive, but also to think, plan, and act with bravery. Suddenly, the ship's sensors detected another energy signature, this one faster and more precise than before. Rowan's eyes narrowed. "The Valkyrie have found us again," he said. "They are more determined than ever." The twins gripped each other's hands, fear rising, but Rowan remained calm. "Stay focused. Follow my lead, and we will get through this." The ship entered a dense asteroid field, using the massive rocks for cover. The Valkyrie ships fired, but the obstacles made their shots inaccurate. Rowan guided the twins as they dodged, weaved, and escaped the enemy fire. Arya suggested small maneuvers based on patterns she had observed in the asteroids. Rowan implemented her ideas, impressed by her quick thinking. Lyra, observing the stars, noticed a faint gravitational anomaly nearby. "We could use that to change direction quickly," she said. Rowan studied it and realized she was correct. Using her suggestion, the ship suddenly shifted its trajectory, surprising the pursuing fleet. For a brief moment, the twins and Rowan felt relief. They had outsmarted the enemy again. Rowan looked at them proudly. "You see? Courage and intelligence together can overcome great danger. You are both learning quickly." The twins smiled. Their fear remained, but hope was stronger. They had a human warrior guiding them, and they had each other Together, they were more than survivors. They were a team capable of facing the dangers of the galaxy. As night fell across the nebulous-streaked space, Rowan allowed the twins a moment of rest. They lay in the observation room, watching stars pass by. Back on Lumeria, the Empire was still recovering from the sudden Valkyrie attack. The skies, once calm and bright, were streaked with smoke from distant battles. Citizens and guards worked tirelessly to repair damaged cities and restore order. Empress Ceralind moved through her palace with careful steps, issuing commands and comforting her people. Her mind, however, was always with her twin daughters, lost somewhere in the vast galaxy. For weeks, she had sent scouts and signals in every direction, hoping to find even a trace of Arya and Lyra. Every report brought only disappointment, and the Empress began to fear that the Valkyrie had taken her daughters from her forever. Despite her public strength, her heart carried the heavy weight of loss. She walked along the balcony of her palace one evening, watching the twin suns dip below the horizon. "They are still out there," she whispered to herself. "I feel it. I cannot give up." Her advisors and generals noticed a change in her demeanor. They feared the Empress might falter, but she reassured them with quiet confidence. "We will not stop searching," she said firmly. "No matter how far they are, I will find my daughters. I must." Far from Lumeria, Commander Rowan and the twins continued their journey through space. Their small ship glided silently among stars and distant planets. Arya and Lyra had grown accustomed to life aboard the ship, learning quickly and assisting Rowan with navigation. The twins' bond with Rowan had deepened. They trusted him completely, and he had become a father figure, protector, and friend all in one. As they approached the outer edge of Lumerian space, Rowan's sensors detected patrol ships. "We are near your home system," he said gently. "But these patrols are part of your Empire's defense. We must be careful not to trigger alarm before we can identify ourselves." The twins pressed their faces to the viewing windows, recognizing familiar constellations and planets. Excitement and fear mixed within them. "Do you think Mother will know we are coming?" Arya asked, her voice trembling with hope. Rowan nodded. "I believe she will. You have a strong connection. Even across the distance of space, that bond can be felt." Lyra closed her eyes, imagining her mother. "I hope she has been safe. I hope she has not stopped searching for us." As the ship moved closer, the Lumerian patrol scanned the surrounding space. Sensors detected a small human vessel, unfamiliar in design and origin. The patrol commander contacted Rowan. "Identify yourself," a voice demanded through a communication channel. Rowan quickly activated the ship's secure transmission. "I am Commander Rowan, a friend," he said calmly. "I bring 2 young passengers who are the lost heirs of Empress Ceralind. I wish to return them safely to Lumeria." Silence followed. The patrol commander's voice returned, cautious but curious. "The lost heirs? Are you certain?" Rowan nodded. "I am certain. I rescued them from danger. I am requesting permission to approach and deliver them directly to the Empress." The patrol commander conferred with higher authorities. Moments later, the reply came, "You are cleared to enter. Proceed carefully. All security measures will remain in place until the heirs are safely delivered." Rowan guided the ship slowly, maintaining caution. The twins held each other tightly, their hearts racing with anticipation. Every familiar star and planet brought them closer to home. Their journey through fear and danger was almost complete. Meanwhile, in the Empress's palace, reports arrived of an unknown ship entering Lumerian space. The advisors were uncertain of its origin, but the Empress sensed something different. She walked to the central communication platform, her eyes narrowing in focus. "Open a secure channel," she commanded. Her voice, calm yet commanding, carried through the palace halls. "I wish to speak with whoever approaches." Rowan activated the channel from his ship. The twins' faces appeared on the display, and the Empress froze. Her heart raced. Could it really be them? The daughters she had feared lost forever were alive and before her eyes. "Mother," Arya whispered, her voice breaking with emotion. "It is us. We are alive." Lyra added, "We are safe, and Commander Rowan brought us to you." The Empress stepped forward, tears glistening in her eyes. "Arya, Lyra," she said, her voice trembling with relief. I knew you were alive. I never stopped believing. Rowan guided the ship closer under the Empress's watchful eyes. We have avoided all threats, Your Majesty, he said respectfully. I have kept them safe, and I request your permission to land directly on the royal platform. The Empress nodded. You have done more than enough. You are welcome here. She turned to the twins. Come home, my children. You are safe now. The news spread quickly through the empire. Citizens and guards watched the skies as the small ship approached. Whispers of hope filled the streets. The people had mourned the loss of the princesses, and now it seemed their prayers had been answered. Rowan guided the ship carefully onto the royal platform. The twins stepped out, holding hands. The Empress met them, her arms open and her heart full. She embraced them tightly, feeling their warmth and life. I feared I had lost you forever, she whispered. But here you are. Arya and Lyra hugged their mother with all their strength. We are here, Mother, Arya said. We are alive because of Commander Rowan. Lyra added, He kept us safe, guided us, and taught us courage. Without him, we could not have survived. The Empress turned to Rowan, her eyes full of gratitude and respect. You have done what few could. You have brought my children home safely. For this, I am forever grateful. Rowan bowed respectfully. I only did what anyone should do, Your Majesty. I could not let harm come to them. The Empress smiled, a mixture of pride and relief. Your courage and honor will be remembered in Lumeria. You have earned the respect of an entire empire. The twins shared their stories with the Empress, describing the dangers they had faced, the lessons they had learned, and the courage they had discovered within themselves. The Empress listened carefully, her heart swelling with pride. Even in the darkest moments, her daughters had grown stronger and braver. As the reunion continued, Rowan remained nearby, allowing the Empress and her daughters to share this precious moment. He watched the bond between mother and children, knowing that his role had been to guide and protect, but not to interfere in their love and joy. Later, the Empress held a council with Rowan present. She discussed the need for stronger alliances, understanding that the galaxy was full of dangers but also of opportunities. The courage of these young ones and the help of a human warrior remind us that strength comes from unity and compassion, she said. Rowan nodded, understanding that their journey had created a bridge between worlds. The twins, though exhausted from the long journey, felt safe and happy for the first time in weeks. They had faced fear, survived danger, and learned the importance of courage, intelligence, and trust. Their mother's presence reinforced that hope could endure even in the darkest times. The morning sun rose over Lumeria, casting golden light across the crystal towers and sparkling seas. The city was alive with excitement, for the news of the twin princesses' return had spread like wildfire. Citizens lined the streets, eager to catch a glimpse of Arya and Lyra, the young heirs who had survived the galaxy's dangers and returned home safely. In the palace, Empress Cerilyn moved through the halls with a calm pride, holding her daughter's hands. The twins walked beside her, their faces bright with joy and relief. They had survived attacks, harsh planets, and a long journey through space, but nothing compared to the happiness they felt being home in their mother's presence. Mother, Lyra said softly, everything we went through, it feels like it has changed us. Cerilyn smiled gently. Yes, my daughters. Courage and hope grow strongest in difficult times. You have faced fear and danger, and you are stronger for it. Arya added, We could not have survived without Commander Rowan. He kept us safe and taught us how to be brave and smart. The Empress turned to Rowan, who stood respectfully behind them. Commander Rowan, she said, her voice filled with warmth and gratitude, you have given my daughter's life and hope. Lumeria owes you more than words can express. Rowan bowed slightly. I only did what anyone should do, Your Majesty. I promised to protect them, and that is all I wanted to do. Despite his humility, the Empress insisted that his bravery be recognized. She summoned the palace council and declared that Rowan would receive the highest honor Lumeria could offer, the Star of Valor, a symbol of courage, loyalty, and service to others. Rowan accepted quietly, his heart touched by the gesture, but he remained focused on the twins and their safety. The twins were eager to show their mother what they had learned on their journey. Arya demonstrated how she could read star charts and plan safe paths through space. Lyra shared her observations about patterns and hidden routes that could help in navigation. Sarah Lynn listened with pride, realizing that their trials had not only preserved their lives, but had also made them wiser and more capable. "Your courage and learning will guide Lumeria in the years to come," she said. "And the lessons you bring from this journey will help protect our people." Rowan, watching the scene, felt a quiet satisfaction. He had guided the twins through danger and uncertainty, but now he could step back and see the strength they had gained. They were no longer frightened children. They were capable, intelligent, and brave young leaders. Outside the palace, celebrations began. Citizens gathered to honor the return of the princesses and the hero who had brought them back. Flags waved in the wind, and music filled the streets. The people cheered, not just for the twins, but for the message their return represented: hope, courage, and the triumph of compassion over danger. The Empress held a council with Rowan and her advisors. "The galaxy is full of threats, but also opportunities," she said. "The bond formed between humans and Lumerians through this journey must grow stronger. Commander Rowan's bravery shows that trust and cooperation between worlds can achieve great things." Rowan listened carefully. "I am honored, Your Majesty. My people believe in helping others, and I have seen how courage and teamwork can change outcomes even in the darkest moments." The Empress nodded. "Then let this be the beginning of a new alliance. Together, we can ensure that the galaxy is a safer and better place for all." Meanwhile, the twins explored their home again, marveling at the familiar sights that had once seemed so distant. They visited the palace gardens, the libraries, and the star observation decks. Everything felt different, not because the places had changed, but because they had changed. They were no longer the same young girls who had been lost to the galaxy. Their experiences had strengthened them, and they carried the knowledge of survival and hope within them. Arya and Lyra also spent time with Rowan, eager to learn more about humans and their ways. Rowan showed them some of his training methods, explained human customs, and even shared stories of past adventures. The twins absorbed everything, fascinated by the lessons and the friendship they had formed. One afternoon, while walking on the palace balcony, Lyra turned to her mother and said, "Mother, do you think the Valkyrie will come back?" Sarah Lynn took a deep breath. "Perhaps, but we are stronger now, and we are not alone. You have faced them and survived. The Empire has learned lessons as well. Together, we will be ready for anything." Arya added, "And we will never forget what we learned with Commander Rowan. Courage, intelligence, and trust can overcome any danger." The Empress smiled at their words, her heart swelling with pride. "Yes, my daughters. And with those lessons, Lumeria will continue to shine across the galaxy." As the days passed, Rowan prepared to return to his own world. Though he had become a part of Lumeria's story, he knew that the twins and their mother would continue to thrive. He had helped guide them through peril and fear, but now they were capable of facing the galaxy on their own. Before leaving, the twins ran to him, holding his hands tightly. "Promise you will visit us?" Arya asked, her voice full of hope. Rowan smiled. "I promise. And remember, you are brave, clever, and strong. You do not need me to protect you anymore. You can face anything together." Lyra hugged him. "Thank you for everything, Commander Rowan. We will never forget you." With that, Rowan boarded his ship. The twin princesses waved from the balcony as he lifted off into space, heading toward the stars he had called home. He left behind not only two young leaders who had grown stronger, but also a lasting connection between their worlds. In the palace, the Empress held the twins close. "Your journey has ended, but the lessons you have learned will guide you always," she said. "You have seen fear and faced danger, yet your courage has brought you back. Lumeria is proud of you." The twins smiled, feeling the weight of their experiences and the strength they had gained. They had survived the unknown, learned to trust, and discovered bravery within themselves. The galaxy had been a dangerous place, but they had grown in ways they had never imagined. The story of their return and the human warrior who rescued them spread across Lumeria. It inspired hope and courage in the hearts of all citizens. Children dreamed of adventures among the stars, and leaders remembered that unity and compassion could bring strength even in the darkest times. As night fell over the palace, the Empress and her daughters stood together, gazing at the stars. The twin suns had set, and the galaxy stretched endlessly before them. The journey had been long and perilous, but it had ended with reunion, courage, and hope. Empress Cerulean whispered to her daughters, "Remember, no matter where you go, the lessons of courage, trust, and hope will guide you. You have faced the galaxy and returned stronger. Lumeria is in your hands, and I know you will lead it wisely." Arya and Lyra looked up at the stars, their hearts full of gratitude and wonder. "Mother," Arya said, "we will remember everything we have learned." Lyra added, "And we will make sure that Lumeria shines even brighter because of it."